It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
So as we get back from vacation, the startling news that Kat had to change her underwear 3 times one day while she was on vacation. Why? You're going to find out in a couple of seconds of the podcast. Here we go.
I'm going to throw up.
No, stop it. It's a burp.
It is a burp.
You're so dramatic.
It's a burp, but it's also just like, I don't know. Liam has done it a couple of times when we were out at restaurants. And I look at him like, you know better. You know, I don't want him to get used to the fact that he can do that. This woman, this audio I heard last week, I'm like, we got to talk about it because there are some people out there that think that they can do it, that it's acceptable.
Apparently, I ain't got a lick of table manners anymore. I mean, I don't at home, but apparently I don't out in public either. Yesterday, we were at Bob Evans. You know what's in Bob Evans? A bunch of old people, okay? It's silent in there. And I realize we are out in public. I'm like, I just burped so loud. And he starts cracking up. He's like, yeah, you did, huh?
It's funny.
Time and place. A bar? Yeah. I'd probably let him fly because I drink a lot of carbonated stuff. So if I am at a bar, I will burp. It's all about, like you wouldn't burp at church really loud, but there are some people that would.
I think God would take that as a compliment. You hit the wine real quick, just a big belch, be like, compliments to the chef.
If it's not burping, like anything else, there are some people that just think that stuff is okay. We used to have a third mic here and he would just lift one leg anywhere.
Is farting worse than burping?
Yes.
Okay.
That is worse.
But burping the blood of Christ, is that worse than farting?
Can you burp? Amen. Can you burp it? Gross. You can. So some other people can too. I want to know your take. Is it just, it's a bodily function? Would you be able to forgive it? Do you have someone in your life that just doesn't know?
That's what I'm really looking for.
Or have manners? Like, how do you get that way? The raisin.
And especially if it's a lady, that's what I'm looking for. Because traditionally, guys are going to be the belchers, right? Mm-hmm. I'm looking for the chicks that will just let it rip in public. I want to get to know
How do you
you.
Get like that.
We were talking about this woman who basically realized in public that, she was raised wrong.
Apparently, I ain't got a lick of table manners anymore. I mean, I don't at home, but apparently I don't out in public either. Yesterday, we were at Bob Evans. You know what's in Bob Evans? A bunch of old people, okay? It's silent in there. And I realize we are out in public. I'm like, I just burped so loud. And he starts cracking up. He's like, yeah, you did, huh?
How do you not know that it's coming on?
You get used to eating at home with your family and your guard is down and you just
then
start burping.
Stay there. I am huge on manners. I'm a stickler on manners.
Will you say something if somebody puts their elbows on the table?
No, okay. I mean, I'm not that far into cotillion, but I would just say the belching, the passing gas in public is like really strange to me.
Sandy, you're all into this though, huh?
Well, for one, I have a lot of health issues, and sometimes I just can't help it. It just works its way out. But when I was younger, I trained myself to be able to do the ABCs.
Give us some. Come on, give us some.
And I can still do it.
Go ahead.
Oh, my God. All right, Sandy, you're going to make me throw up. That is so gross. Don't tell me you've gotten a man because of that parlor
trick. You're the best
there.
at parties.
I'm sorry. No, he has no idea, honestly, and we've been together 20 years.
Whoa, you won't do it in front of him, but you'll do it in front of us?
I mean, I'll do it in front of him. I just have never done it in front of him.
If you're out in public, you guys go to the restaurant, you go to...
in front of him, I can't help it sometimes, you know? And yes, sometimes I fart, like if I bend over or I get up or I can't
walk
help
or
it,
move
Kat. I'm getting old. I'm falling apart.
But you're more fun. I really like it.
Yeah, I have trained myself to be able to burp on demand. Yes.
Okay.
I know.
Well, thanks for showing it off.
Yeah, you should see the face she's making over here. I can't even replicate it.
You can watch it on our YouTube channel because I almost gagged.
I love you guys.
All right, back at you.
Sandy.
Have a great morning. I want to talk to Amy real quick because you've got somebody in your life that's big into the burping.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you, my sister-in-law, okay?
Okay.
She is, first of all, loudmouth, crass, just foul language, like while we're at breakfast with the kids.
She clearly doesn't live around here if you're saying this on the radio.
No, she's from out of town. I don't think she'll hear it, but just she's burping. She's just, I don't know. It's like going out with like the most like just aggressive, disgusting, like frat guy you've ever met, but it's a 47-year-old woman.
So for me, there's a difference between like swearing out loud in public and then doing the passing gas and the belching really loud. There's a thin line, but there's a line there for me. So I could probably tolerate some swears and stuff like that really loud, but once the belches start, it sounds like you can kind of avoid this though. Have you been able to avoid going out to dinner with her?
I mean, we try. She tends to invite herself sometimes.
Is she the type of girl that just thinks this stuff is funny? Like acting like a, 30-year-old guy that's not married with his friends? She thinks that's funny to you guys?
I'm not sure. She's just always been like that. So I don't know if it's just because she has all brothers. She thinks she's one of the guys.
Yeah, but does your husband act that way? Does your husband fart when you're out to lunch? No.
No.
Or you wouldn't have married him.
So it's not the parents that did this.
It is, of course, the parents that did this.
You're
if
saying
she's
he
always been
escaped
like
it?
that. Yeah, if the boys were just like maybe parented differently and then the daughter was like left to do whatever she wanted, obviously that's the life she's carried on to adulthood.
I'm not sure. It's like you said, a cuss here and there. Okay, I'm a grown up, whatever. It's like when the kids are around, I get a little, it's hard enough to get them to not say bad words. But and one burp, everybody gets indigestion, whatever. But she's just, it's like almost like she's doing it to be funny or something.
I kind of get this if you're at a dive bar or something like that, and you guys are all doing shots with your bras on your head or something like. But you're talking like a regular night out to a regular restaurant. She'll burp out loud.
Yeah, like we're a Cracker Barrel for breakfast with the family.
That's really odd.
You may have heard this before, and we stumbled across this years ago doing the show where somebody had called, and I'm like, oh, what's your name? She's like, Meredith. And Kat's like, do you really love teaching? And I'm like, do you know her? She's like, no, I just could sense that she was a teacher. And I don't exactly know how this works, but if you want to test it, really the only way it works for us is that if you don't have any relationship with Kat, maybe you listen to the show a lot, and that's great, and we're grateful. But if you don't know her personally, there's really no way she could know what you're doing for a living. So really it starts if you just want to give us your first name, which is what?
Jolie, Jolee.
And there's no way that you know Kat. She would never be able to figure out what you do for a living.
I call in a lot, but...
Yeah, but I don't know a Jolie in my life.
And when you've called in before, have you ever mentioned what you do for a living?
I was actually kind of in the progress of changing, but it was more of a I was talking to Psychic Kim.
Okay. Well, let's do this then.
Over a year ago.
Yeah, many people do. So let's get to it. Jolie, you're in like caregiving, like nursing?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Right. And what do you do in the nursing field?
I'm a nurse assistant.
Okay.
And
you find this obviously pretty fulfilling, right? You're helping people every day. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
What's the worst part about that job?
I love it. To be honest with you, it's a pretty personal. So sometimes when you're having to help people that, are maybe a little older that can't necessarily help themselves, but know they can't help themselves.
Yeah.
It's that's kind of, it's hard on the heart.
I bet it weighs on you for sure. Anybody also in like hospice, but I mean, people with big hearts, that's why there's such a big turnover rate because it gets to you. And I get it.
Yeah, it's a burnout.
Right. One of the things that we love to do is take a couple of minutes, maybe once a week, maybe every couple of weeks, and let Kat flex a little with this unique gift. She claims that she can tell you what you do for a living if you just give us your first name. And if you want to put it to the test, I got a couple lines open right now. Let's start with you. What's your first name?
Caitlin.
And Caitlin, there again is no way that Kat could even come close to understanding what you do for a living.
I don't think so.
So I do need a C or a K. I need the proper spelling because some of these names, they throw me for a loop because I have it spelled one way in my mind. How do you spell it?
Caitlin.
I-N. Okay.
That's a little bit different. All right, Kat, zone in on this. What does Caitlin do for a living?
An I-N is easier than a Y-N. Caitlin, you're in customer service?
That is one of my jobs, yes.
Oh, my God, Becky!
I was feeling it. So what do you do as far as customer service? Do you deal with the mean, mad people that want their money back or what?
I work in retail, like retail customer service.
Well, now this is interesting. So you're one for one, Kat. What do you think the other job Caitlin has is? Here's the true test.
Okay. You work with kids. Like, are you a nanny or a daycare provider?
A nanny.
Oh,
Yep, I work with 2 kids.
God, look at this. Wow.
Oh, my God.
And 2 jobs has got to be exhausting, Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm also in school, so it's a great time.
Wow.
So you're working 2 jobs and going to school and finishing what degree? Your bachelor's, your master's?
I'm finishing my bachelor's in psychology right now.
Good Lord,
You are
on
a
the
hustler.
grind. And then she listens to our show because it's like you get to practice your therapy going, this is bananas.
Exactly.
Just on my way to work.
All right, and we know that Corey is from Little Falls. Other than Charles Lindbergh, what would you say Little Falls is most famous for?
Probably the most bars in a small area.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, where's your spot, Corey?
We'll give a shout out to Carrie's Bar.
All right.
Nice.
Now, did you know way back in the 1800s, you probably don't know much about the history of Little Falls because everybody concentrates on Charles Lindbergh, but way back in the 1800s during the Sioux Uprising, the people
Did you just tell him that the other day?
Did I?
Yes.
No, the people of Little
Yes,
Falls.
you did.
I tell you that they asked the Ojibwe for protection and they sent 150 warriors to protect the city?
No.
I didn't tell. I don't know.
What was
Remember
the other guy that lives in Little Falls? Because you were like, or was it Rice?
It was Rice.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You have Ojibwe facts for
I was a
both
history
Rice
major.
and Little Falls?
Yeah, I just knew that Little Falls was protected by the Ojibwe during the Sioux Uprising, and that's why it still exists.
I take it back.
Look at that.
Actually, not more important, but do you know the guy that jumps out of the bushes there?
Carl?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
The
Is it
cops
you,
always
Corey?
find him. No, he like jumps out at people. He's like in this like main bush area, and he'll jump out at people. We've had police call us and confirm it.
So there's a random guy in Little Falls that's just hiding in the bush and then
If
jumps
you're
out
from
to scare
Little Falls, please confirm it because he's looking at me like I'm crazy. But that's the fact I'm bringing
people.
to the table
Corey,
today.
you're about to be the next most famous guy from Little Falls when you win $50,000. After hearing about your trip to Nashville over the weekend, one of the things I found most interesting is that you burned through 3 pair of underwear because of the swamp ass you had.
Yeah, in just one day.
What were you working out?
No.
Just hanging out.
Well, we were doing a lot of walking.
Okay.
I tried to make sure we didn't take Uber often. I was like, because we were doing a lot of drinking, like a lot of empty calories. And then in my head, I'm like, the more we walk,
burn 'em off.
it'll make me feel better. And we ate the barbecue and we ate just really, really good food. So it kind of justified it. But yeah, I just caused some sweating. So it was just hot. It was like 100 degrees there every day. It was not comfortable.
You burned through 3 pair of underwear in one day, though.
Yeah. I mean, that temperature is just like not conducive to my body, you know, got thick skin.
Well, I got something for you.
Oh my God, Becky, look at the back of his pants. Nobody sweats that much. Looks like he fell in the toilet. Oh, gross.
I got swamp ass and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
I feel it running down my thigh. Kind of a shock, a big wet spot. Every place I stop, it's gross. A bubbling creek running down my cheeks. I hear the ladies talking. I squish when I am walking. I know my butt is leaking, and moist is what they're thinking.
That is so gross. Moist? Ew.
So ladies, a blow dryer would save me. Plug it in, turn it on, blow me all night long. Swamp ass.
Oh my God, Becky, look. Here comes SpongeBob Wet Pants. I heard he goes commando. Ew.
I got swamp ass.
The Dalai Lama, is in town?
Is this a joke?
No, the Dalai Lama's in town. There's going to be several, I think, chances for you to sit in on an auditorium thing with the Dalai Lama.
Really?
Don't you think that would be enlightening? Wouldn't you want to?
I'm waiting for a punchline.
No, wouldn't you want to listen to the Dalai Lama and what he has to say?
I would definitely want to be in the same venue as the Dalai Lama.
The other day, the Dalai Lama and I went into a pizza place.
All right.
And he immediately budges in front of me and he says, "Can you make me one with everything?" Let's
on a
go.
Monday.
Time to hook you up with tickets for Farm Aid. It's the 40th anniversary of Farm Aid, September 20th, Huntington Bank Stadium, where the Gophers play. Outdoor venue. This is going to be amazing. Got Willie Nelson, got Neil Young, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, Kenny Chesney, Trampled by Turtles. All just some of the headliners that are going to be there. But which one of our listeners is going to grab a pair of free tickets this morning? Might it be Missy over here on line one? Hi, Missy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We're great, too. Thanks for asking. What do you got going on this morning besides listening to us really loud in the background?
Not much.
Okay.
I'm normally just getting home from work.
Oh, third shifter. Okay. Do me a favor. Turn the radio down behind you because you're going to hear everything through the phone. That's just what's going on 15 seconds ago. So while you're doing that, we're also going to welcome Jason onto the show. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Last concert you were at?
Let's see. We were just at oh, God.
Okay, think about that for a while as we welcome.
Should have prepped him.
We welcome Clara to the show. Hi, Clara. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm wonderful. How are you?
We're good. Hold tight. We're talking to Clara now.
We're great. Thank you, Clara. Last couple.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That was it? All right.
Are you okay?
Jason, you also
shut
have
your radio off.
Everybody's got a. I'm going to give everybody a chance. Just take 5 seconds. Shut your radio off because the way the delay works is you're only going to hear what happened 15 seconds ago. Clara, unfortunately, Jason ate up all your time with us. Sarah, good morning.
What?
How are you today?
Good. And yourself?
Good. Thank you for actually asking. So the biggest question
Jason, stop talking.
Jason, you're cracking me up. Sarah, is it Sarah with an A or Sarah with an H?
H.
Oh,
there you
good.
go.
My name is Sarah.
Yes.
That's Sarah with the H.
Okay.
Too bad if you don't like it, because haters gonna hate.
Jason's still thinking about the last concert he was at. All right, guys.
Again?
Yep. No, so
Oh, I got it.
Jason, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, okay? We're going to talk to Sarah now. So scan. Okay. Sarah, what was your last concert that you've ever been to?
Gore.
War? Like
Who?
Gore. G-W-A-R.
War. Oh,
got it.
Yeah, I got you. So you're into the heavy rock too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I'm actually, I like.
Go ahead. That's just Jason chiming in for no reason.
All right. Tuesday morning during our live show, we've got more tickets for Farm Aid. Yeah, the 40th anniversary with like Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, Kenny Chesney, Trampled by Turtles. You're going to grab those, plus another crack at $50,000 if you get up early with us Tuesday morning. Right now, let's wrap up what we did Monday and the rest of the podcast.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo!
Bingo what bingo? Bingo!
Well, Jennifer over here on line one was the quickest caller, so we're about to find out if she's somebody listening who
has lost their wallet. There is just, I don't know, anything. Well, I mean, there are a lot of stressful things, but that's one of them because you got to cancel everything. You know, you just have to always count on somebody doing not the right thing. And then it's a pleasant surprise if you get it back.
I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who is just off booze. We are, as Americans, consuming the least amount of booze since 1939. Like now there's a ton of competition out there, whether you're into wine or seltzers or hard alcohol or beer. But with marijuana being legalized in so many states, they're saying that's part of it as well. People are making a choice. Do they want to smoke? Do they want to drink?
You know, it's surprising you said it wasn't as big of a deal during the pandemic. I had read somewhere that people hadn't consumed more alcohol than that.
I think there was more binge drinking during the pandemic, but we weren't consuming more because we weren't going out to get it as much.
And you didn't have to go to work the next day.
Right.
You know?
You're just going to work from home. Good morning, Jen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're great. Thanks for calling. You get the bingo this morning. Which one do you fit?
I don't drink booze.
You're off it.
I gave it up. Yep. I was a heavy drinker all through my 20s, early 30s. We decided we wanted to have a kid. I found out I was pregnant, quit drinking. He's 3. I haven't drank really since.
And probably save so much money.
In it.
Hey, can you confirm?
Oh, yeah.
So I just ran into a friend, and he and his girlfriend were at the grocery store. They loaded down. They were leaving, and they each had 2 big plastic bags full of ice cream, each of them. They were like, we read about this deal. They said once they stopped drinking, they got the biggest sweet tooth. Was that the same for you?
Oh, yes. It's horrendous. Like, cookies all the time. I have to have ice cream in the house. If it's not, like, I end up going and doing like a snack run.
Yeah.
Now,
what's the deal with that?
Yours was a little bit different. You quit booze because you were pregnant, so you had all these other feelings that were going on versus, wanting to party with your friends. Like you had an overwhelming sense of responsibility for the unborn child, but your kid's born, you're done breastfeeding. You just never felt the need to go back out for a beer with your friends?
No, it just doesn't interest me anymore. I think I just drank so much when I was younger.
You had your fill?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally good.
I'm kind of at that point right now where I'm about off it. And I thought I was doing really, really well. And then my brother-in-law came up for the weekend and we went golfing and we just sat around and we were looking at the lake and you want another beer? And it was one of those things where we weren't going anywhere, but it just seemed like, but I think my wife and I go to the liquor store far less than we used to. And I just, I got to the point where I was like, those 2-day hangovers when you get older, they're just the worst. When you just feel like an absolute lump of crap for a day because you decided to go buck wild with your friends the night before.
Welcome to 21 to 23 of my life.
Yeah.
And I had to come in and do this show. Oh, my friend just texted me about the sweet tooth thing, the guy I was talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's just that would be really interesting to get a doctor's take on that. It's like when your body doesn't crave that anymore, it craves something else.
You just get instantly healthier when you put the bottle down. Like if you're not having beers or anything like that, like go into any small town bar and see somebody that's 60 that's just drinking beer after beer after beer and look how unhealthy they look.
You're healthier. Your bank account is healthier. I mean, it's kind of a win-win. So good for you.
And you're just not missing it at all. Like there's no real need to go out and have wine with your girlfriends.
No, I've been out with my friends and everything. I've been to the bar. I just have soda or something instead. I just have no interest in drinking.
I think that's the
booze
biggest
anymore.
fear for a lot of people too. Like if you go, you're not going to have as much fun. But like the times that I don't drink, like if my wife is going to get on one, then I just immediately switch to water because I can tell when she's about ready to get on one. I just find it funny to laugh at other people. Like I find it absolutely humorous just to sit back and watch.
People watching. Well, thank you for sharing. We
hope you have a great day, Jen.
Yeah.
And eventually, most of us have to send our kids to daycare at one point or another, especially if both of you are working. But I think you said it right. When you drop them off, you kind of want them back the same way you left them.
Yeah. Well, when I heard this audio, it was so just the assumption by the daycare provider that we just did this. I don't even know why they would do this at the daycare, to be honest, but this grandmother extremely upset. Her grandson was picked up and his fingernails were painted.
I'm the grandmother. My daughter brings her children here, and we have zero consent on file for your staff to paint our grandson's nails pink. I think that's caused confusion for kids. I don't care what parent allows you to do that. And I'm still talking.
Can you just let me talk for 2
No, I can't because you're interrupting me.
I am just finding out about this, and I am not happy about it. I don't need you to give me a lecture. I'm going to lecture my staff.
Yeah, because honestly, that's against the law. That is confusion of a child.
Calm down right now.
If I were you, I would stop yelling at me because your facility is in very big trouble for this.
A lot of parents don't care.
This parent cares, and you have to have a consent in the state of Texas.
Stop it. I need you to leave.
Are you neglecting to take care of this? Because I'm trying to talk to you.
A lot of strange takes and facts in there because she's like, I didn't know this was happening. The daycare provider said that. And then later on in the phone or in the recording, she was like, other parents don't mind that it happens. So you did know that it was happening. You just didn't want to get caught up in drama like this.
If your son would have came back from daycare with his nails painted pink, would have you made a big deal about it?
I wouldn't have made a big deal, but I would have told them, I don't want this on him. I wouldn't want.
How do you know he doesn't like it? How do you know he didn't want to be part of the group?
They shouldn't be painting nails at daycare anyway.
Oh,
girls or
hurting?
boys. There's other stuff to do. There's other activities for them to do. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of people going and bringing their kids to daycare for a spa day. I've never heard of that. I'm not saying, it's good. And I also think that this grandmother, before you cite, quote, laws that might not be a thing, confusion of a child, I don't know if that is, in fact, a law. I think she just yelled that out. Maybe
I don't think I'd have a problem with this at all. I'd be interested to see how many people, and whatever, it's your thoughts, but how many people would actually be concerned with this? Like if my son, when he was 4, came home and his fingernails were painted pink, I don't think I'd care.
I do remember that we had a listener, it has to be like 10 years ago, but her daughter was there. I don't know what kind of where her husband came from, maybe the Middle East, but her daughter had a very hairy back. And she called and said that she brought her to daycare and the daycare provider shaved this little girl's back, took a dry razor to this little girl's back. That's
a little different.
That would be very strange. And I would have a huge problem with it. Would I throw the stink that this grandmother is throwing? I probably wouldn't, but I get where she's coming from.
When my son was 5, he had really long hair because he thought all his hockey power came from having long hair. He had a coach that told him, you gotta get a salad going. You gotta get it. So he's like, Coach Mike said I have to grow it out long. And I picked him up from daycare one day and he had a little ponytail in there. I didn't care. It's like he was with a bunch of little girls. I guess it's not a big deal to me, but I'd be interested to see if anyone else would have a problem with this. You drop your son off for daycare. He's 4. And they paint his nails pink. Would you genuinely have an issue with it? I'd love to hear why. Big scuttlebutt about this grandmother in Texas who goes to pick up her son from daycare and realizes that his fingernails are painted pink. And she freaks out. She says it's against the law, yada, yada, yada. So our question to you would be, how would you instantly react? So if this was your son getting picked up, what would be your reaction be?
Well, I'm a big believer on, you give me back what I gave you in the exact same condition. So that's what, if I didn't get a text that day or a day before, hey, we're going to be painting nails, yes or no?
You want to opt in?
And a lot of parents, maybe it's a toxic thing. I don't want this toxic stuff on my child right now. This is paint and, people have certain feelings about that. So I think it's just altering their appearance without the parents' permission.
Got this text from Angie. She said, lawsuit would be filed immediately. I send him there for daycare, not nail care.
Okay.
Let us raise him. Do not impose your thoughts and values on him. We'll do that at home.
Okay. Lawsuit, bit of a stretch for me. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if
I'm suing some mom who's got 5 kids and is watching them. Like I said, for me, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I just really wouldn't care.
Caitlin had texted, my son went to a daycare where there were all little girls. He was the only little boy. My provider asked me ahead of time one day if it was okay if he got a pedicure. She was doing a care for your body unit, showering, brushing her teeth, all the important stuff. And then she was going to do a fun pedicure at the end. He got a pedicure with no paint, but at least she asked. Caitlin, I think that is it. I think it's just the common courtesy of, can we do this? Yes or no? No, we honor that. Yes, cool.
Interesting. We get this text from Melody. She said, I did daycare for 7 years, had 3 sons. I've painted many little boys' fingernails. Never got an upset parent. Parents thought it was fun. People need to calm down.
Well, Melody, I'd love for you to have had called in because I have a question. Did you ask? Did you ask them? The parents, if you could do that, or was that, I don't know, maybe they were upset at home. Maybe they got home and they were like, what is Melody thinking? She didn't even ask me.
My question for you this morning is, what is the most embarrassing thing, or maybe just straight up funny thing that your kid has said in public?
I've told this story before, but if you missed it, it's a good one. If your kid's into Fortnite, I had Liam at Target. We were checking out and, all the gift cards that they have, Chili's,
sure,
TGI Fridays, Visa gift cards. Then they had Fortnite skins. And he just started yelling, 4 skins, 4 skins. And I was like, I thought my head was going to fall off my neck. I whipped it around so fast. And I was like, why are you yelling that? Why are you? And that's what they were calling them. I don't know, Fortnite skins, but he was like, 4 skins. And I'm like, do you know what that is? And he was 8 years old and I had to just tell him. I was like, You know how some look different than the others? And like, that's what.
At 8, you don't know.
At 8, you don't know.
You don't know it looks different. You got to get your first college roommate before you usually realize that it looks different.
Yeah. I was like, listen, some have some have none. And you can't be yelling that at Target. It was just like over and over and over again. But then, then he stopped. But after I said, the explanation.
The reason I bring this up, we're at church yesterday and we're Lutheran. So the Lord's Prayer is a little bit, it's about 2/3 of the way through the service, right? Okay. That's how at least I gauge it in my head, is like when we get to the Lord's Prayer, we're on the wind down, right? There's
you don't have a clock that counts down like we do. We have a screen that says 14 minutes left.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
Wait, there's a countdown?
Yes.
To how much time is left in the service?
It's for the pastor who's giving the sermon, like you have this much time left. Because ours is live. Ours is like you can log on
but
and
there's
watch
a
it
time
live.
frame. It's not like another show starts in 30 minutes, right?
Absolutely. There's one after the other after the other.
There's not a gap?
8:45, 10:30, and then 12:05.
I would think that as a pastor or a priest, you would have it kind of timed out.
Sometimes you don't.
He needs
Sometimes
a clock?
Yeah.
It's like the end of a football game. You get to the 2-minute warning. And well, anyways, so we get to the Lord's Prayer yesterday. And this little kid in front of us, he's maybe 4 or 5. Rips on, like dad's got a suit coat on, pulls on his coat and says, this is so boring. Can we go to McDonald's now? And I lost it.
I got intrusive thoughts.
I got the church Snickers so bad, right? And my wife is elbowing me. She's like, stop this. So I wanted to know the funniest or most embarrassing thing your kid has said in public. Alex hit us up right away. She said, well, I was 6 and I was in line at the store checkout with my mom. And we were behind a whole bunch of people. So I told her I was going to intentionally lift my leg and fart.
Oh, God.
She said, bet. So I ripped a loud one. Thankfully, it didn't stink. But instantly, nobody in line in front of us. So I like that. But I want to know, as a parent, when you think back now, and even if you have older kids, the funniest thing they said in public, or maybe it was the most embarrassing. Will you hit us up quick? I want to get your story on the radio. I'm in church Sunday. And we get to the Lord's Prayer. And there's a little bit of a quiet moment. And the little 5-year-old kid in front of me, I'm guessing he's about 5, looks up and he pulls on his dad's suit coat and he says, this is so boring. Can we go to McDonald's now? And so you could tell that, his parents had obviously bribed him with some McDonald's after church. Everybody's got a favorite after church spot. But it made me start thinking about the funniest thing or most embarrassing thing your kid has said in public. Kat's son, how old was he, by the way? 8?
Like 8.
And he was looking at the Fortnite skins gift cards in Target and just started yelling, foreskin, foreskin.
Yeah.
So top that, Susanna. What happened?
Okay, so my son was about 5 years old, and he says, Mom, why do I have a stick and my sister has a crack? I said, well, that crack is called a vagina. And he says, well, that's a funny name for a crack.
Oh, my God, just from the mouths of babes. That is so funny.
But it's really interesting to hear how certain parents will handle this for a 5-year-old. They'll either smooth it over or they'll go super direct.
Yeah.
And you chose, let's just be anatomically direct and get it out of the way, huh?
That's right. Yep.
All right. How old is he now?
Some parents are like a winky and a woo-woo, and sometimes it's just best to just teach them what it is.
We had the peach and the pencil.
You did?
Yeah,
you were those people.
That was the way my mom described it, but my dad was a military guy, so I got exactly what it meant and exactly what it was for, like right early. I was the one that all the other kids in like kindergarten or first grade, their parents didn't want their kids talking to me because I had the blunt, exact definition right away. How old is your son now, Susanna?
Now he's 19.
Okay,
and if he knew I was sharing this story, he'd be embarrassed.
Is this one of those things you bring up like every Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Well, to his girlfriends, of course.
Of course, right. There's no better way to embarrass him. And again, he said it was a stick or a crack.
Yes, his
like
was a
that.
stick, his sister was a crack.
Please tell me he had like a speech impediment, because that would just make it even better.
A stick or
what
a quack?
What does he have, a stick and a quack?
You know what this is probably doing is moms or dads that are listening right now that got their 2 and their 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, good. We got a way out. It's a stick or a crack. I like that. All right. Hey, thanks for sharing with us. I really hope you have a great morning.
Thank you.
Oh, and you know what you do is you grab our podcast today after it's posted and then send it to your son and tell him how legendary he's now become.
Oh, that's awesome. Adam. Thanks.
Yeah, you bet. Have a great morning. Kat off a fresh burn and turn quick weekend in Nashville.
Yes. Almost didn't even make my flight home because I don't know if you've ever encountered an airport like this, but I got to my terminal. I'm always an early bird, went through security, and then I'm like, I have so much time. So I went into all the shops, and then something inside me, I'm like, I should probably just go check out my gate. And thank God I did, because C4 through C11, you had to take a shuttle across the tarmac.
Oh, yeah.
And it said on the scrolling screen, thank God I did. I don't even know what took over my body, but I was like, I'm going to go check it out. It says 2 minutes. Last shuttle leaves in 2 minutes. And then they boarded early. We left early. I'm like, what about all those people that don't know that, The airports I'm used to have never, ever seen, you have to catch this shuttle to go across the way to another terminal. It was weird. But anyway, 48-hour trip. I was on it with 4 teachers. So they were going crazy, sowing their wild oats before school starts. One of them was talking about a trip that she took with her 2 daughters to go see Beyonce in Chicago. And she just booked it. She saw that there were tickets and she goes, you guys want to go? And they said, sure. Drove the 8 hours, saw the show, drove back. Barely even slept.
Probably $150 tickets round trip. So that's pretty easy as far as the wallet goes.
No, I mean, they drove.
Oh, they drove even.
Yeah.
Oh,
so they did that. But this guy is going viral today for what they're calling the shortest trip internationally. This guy, for one day, went to Ireland and spent under $1,000.
My round trip nonstop flight from New York to Shannon, Ireland was $457. I also rented a car for $48, and I was having a blast up until I paid a mechanic $60 to change my tire, and I also got charged $275 because I didn't get insurance. I ate a sandwich at the Cliffs of Moher for $8. Oh, and I also had this $4 cappuccino. I paid $5 to park at the secret location at the Cliffs of Moher, and I got this shirt for $41, bringing my grand total for my Ireland day trip to $898.
I wouldn't be able to do this just because I was by myself. I just don't want to go to Ireland by myself. I want to experience it with somebody else.
You don't go to Ireland for that short of a trip anyway.
Unless you want to put
everything.
it, you're an influencer and you want to throw it up on Instagram and you hope you're going to get paid ads, and that's why that's working.
Yeah. So where was the shortest trip that you've ever been on?
I toured Tulane University when I was a senior in high school, and my dad and I flew down there for the day and back.
Yeah.
So that was less than a day, and that was heavy because we were on the plane at 3:00 in the morning. I think the tour and the coach meeting started at noon, and then we were done by 4 and back at
the airport,
Twin Cities, by midnight that night.
Oh my God.
So
that sounds exhausting.
That was a pretty exhausting trip, but I was really, really dead set on going there. And then the coach was like, listen, you're probably not going to play here. We could roster you, but you're not going to ever see the field. And I'm like, all right, well,
fine.
Good to meet you. Thanks for having us on. And that was about it.
There was a guy that was sitting across the hall or the aisle from me on my plane to Chicago. I had to connect in Chicago, and he and his brother got on. They had nothing on their person. Just sat there. He was going to raw dog the whole flight. Thank God I didn't charge my headphones the night before because I couldn't watch my movie. And so I was just sitting there, and then he started up a conversation. He and his brother go and find school buses places. Wow. And so they were flying to Chicago, and then they were going to go grab some school buses and bring them back to Marshall, Minnesota. I'm like, so you're going to be home by dinner? And he said, yeah, that's God willing, the buses don't break down.
If it's a business thing, I get it. You might fly to New York. You might have a meeting. You might come back. Now, I know it was Zoom and what was Zoom, but Teams will eliminate a lot of that stuff because companies are going to pay for you to do a round trip and then have some food and per diem and stuff like that. But that back and forth within 24 hours is pretty exhausting. I don't know what it is about an airport that takes it out of you, whether it's the stress or it's the sitting and waiting, but you just get out of your normal routine and you just kind of feel funky.
Yeah. Melissa texted in that she flew down to Florida to pick up her niece to bring her back for the summer all in one day. So the niece was waiting down there. I get that you maybe don't want your child to fly alone, so that was her whole thing. So she flew down there and back. Wow, Melissa.
What would be the age you would have let Liam fly alone?
I would say 10. My nephew has flown alone many times. He's a pro. But yeah, I would say 10.
Do they still have somebody that helps your kid if they're a minor and they kind of hang with them and stuff like that? Do they get them on the plane or do they fly with them? They just get them on the plane?
You pay an extra fee for that.
Like a chaperone fee.
Yeah. So they'll meet you at check-in and then they'll walk them to the gate. They'll hang with them, get them on. Then they text you and let you know. And then someone.
Do they have somebody get them off the plane then when they land too? What does that cost? Do you know?
No idea. I could probably text.
If you've ever done that, hit us up with the text real quick. I'd like to know what it costs. I mean, my kids are all older, so I don't really care, but I'd like to know what that costs because I'm guessing I wouldn't do it if it was more than $200.
Really?
I would just be like,
safety.
Drop them off at the airport. They're pretty smart kids.
Peace of mind. Okay.
10 years
all
old.
Right.
I think that'd be. I was thinking 8. I would let them fly at 8.
Okay.
Alone.
All right.
But I got nothing to lose on this one. So hit us up. The question I have for everyone as we're wrapping up summer. Before you officially flip into fall, what'd you fail to get done this summer, Kat?
I feel like I still have time. Next week, we are taking our last vacation of the summer, and I want to tackle our crawl space. So that is one. Another one is that I didn't go on as many walks as I wanted.
Okay.
I would make excuses. Didn't grill out as much as I wanted.
But there's not one big looming thing that you had a goal for this summer that you just
I don't think
failed
so.
to get done?
No, I think the goal was to go on my 40th trip and just did. So that was one that I'm glad I didn't put off because I don't know where we would have gone. I had a really great time. So I would say just like little things like that could add up. But the crawl space one, I feel like I can still get it done. I have like 12 days left.
When the spring hit, I was dead set on getting at least 50 rounds of golf in this summer.
Okay.
That was my
That's
goal.
a lot.
I've got 4.
You've only gone golfing 4 times?
4 times between chasing my kid playing baseball, coaching baseball. Coaching football started almost immediately after baseball got done.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't gotten out to golf nearly enough. And here's the problem is my schedule is like, hey, anybody want to go golfing at 1 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
And most of my friends have jobs, which don't enable them to just get away and golf. And then like my son, who I would normally go golfing with, like got engaged this year. So he's got like wedding plans and he's got all of this stuff. So he's like, I can't go. He's got a job too. But I wanted to know, what did you fail to get done this summer? You're going to look back. You probably have a lot of great summer memories, but you failed to get what done? That's my big question for you. Brian, what'd you fail to get done?
Dude, I did not get in shape the way I planned on it.
We all start that way. I think we all start the summer by going, this is it. I got less responsibilities. It's going to be warm out. I'm going to get in shape. So how did it start? How did it end?
Dude, I saw this video about how Navy SEALs train, and I had this, like, male delusion where I was like, that I could do that. And then, like, halfway through summer, I was just drinking beers and fishing, and I was like, I cannot do this.
That's my guy. These are my people right here.
That sounds like you're just living life, though. So
you're not going to regret this when you're 75, I don't think.
I don't think.
No, I think that by the time I'm 75, I'll be stoked just to be 75.
Right. So you didn't get fit. Did you get more unfit?
I actually gained 10 pounds.
These are my people. This is it. These are my guys. All right. Well, you missed out on getting fit, but you sounds like you had a hell of a summer.